Good morning and welcome to News9. I'm Nolan Pinto. Now, the United States of America seems to be working towards warming up relations with India. Now, the first call to the Minister of External Affairs was from US Foreign Secretary John Kerry. Now, Kerry first congratulated Sushma Swaraj and spoke of re-energizing ties with the country. In fact, this is what he had said, and the spokesperson in the Ministry of External Affairs, Syed Akbaruddin, had tweeted. He said, first call, India's External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj received her first congratulatory call from US Secretary of State John Kerry, re-energizing relations. External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj and Secretary John Kerry discuss re-energizing the strategic partnership in their first talk. In fact, calling India-US friendship as absolutely vital, Kerry earlier had said that he looked forward to returning to India soon, and he also echoed President Barack Obama's invitation to Prime Minister Modi to visit the United States at the earliest opportunity. Now, he also declared that the US was deeply invested in our strategic relationship. Now, Kerry earlier had also stated that Washington was ready to work closely with Modi and the new government to promote shared prosperity and strengthen our security. In fact, the United States of America seems to be working towards warming up relations with India. Now, the first call to the Minister of External Affairs was from US Foreign Secretary John Kerry. Kerry first congratulated Sushma Swaraj and spoke of re-energizing ties with India. In fact, Syed Akbaruddin of the MEA tweeted the moment. He said that first call, India's External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj received her first congratulatory call from the United States Secretary of State John Kerry, re-energizing relations. External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj and Secretary John Kerry discuss re-energizing the strategic relationship in their first ever talk. Now, retired IAS officer and former chairman of Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, Ripendra Mishra, has been appointed as the Principal Secretary to Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Now, this after the government swiftly promulgated an ordinance to clear the way for him to take charge of the position. The ordinance, conceptualized and cleared by the government in record speed, is designed to change the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India Act of 1997, which forbade a chief of the regulatory body from future employment under the central and state governments. Now, the ordinance, which was cleared by the Union Cabinet at its maiden meeting on Tuesday, was promulgated by President Pranab Mukherjee on Wednesday, who will now override this particular act. Now, Mishra is a 1967 batch retired IAS officer of the Uttar Pradesh cadre, and his appointment will be coterminous with the term of the Prime Minister or till further orders. Now, this according to an order issued by the Ministry of Personnel. Now, he has served in various capacities in the government, and he retired as the chairman of the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, or TRAI, in 2009. Now, Infosys shares fell as much as 7.6% in opening trade today after the IT major said on Wednesday that its president and board member B.G. Srinivas has resigned. Infosys was the top loser on the 50-share Nifty benchmark. Mr. Srinivas, the 10th high-ranking official to quit Infosys in the last 1 year, was seen by some investors as a candidate to take over as CEO. Now, in April, Infosys started a search for a new CEO after current chief executive S.D. Shibulal said that he wanted to retire in January 2015 or before. With Mr. Srinivas's exit, the possibility of an external candidate taking over as Infosys CEO has increased. Now, brokerages were quick to downgrade the stock, citing increased uncertainty at the top level. In fact, Infosys shares fell as much as 7.6% in opening trade today after the IT major said on Wednesday that its president and board member B.G. Srinivas has resigned. Now, the resignation is effective June 10, the company said in a statement. Infosys did not give any reason for Mr. Srinivas's resignation. In fact, he was quoted as saying, "I thank Infosys for the wonderful opportunity given to me. My tenure at Infosys has been one of my most rewarding experiences, and I am proud to have contributed to the best growth story in the industry. I wish the board and Infosys the best of success in the future." Unquote. However, there are also reports citing unnamed sources that said that he will join as CEO and managing director of another listed IT firm. Now, last month, Infosys Chief Compliance Officer Nityanandan Radhakrishnan had quit. He was the last top-level executive to leave the IT services firm before Mr. Srinivas. Now, India's second-largest software services firm is grappling with high attrition level as compared to its peers. In the quarter ended March 31, Infosys reported an attrition rate of 18.7%, the highest level among its peers. The company, once a bellwether for the IT outsourcing industry, has been underperforming its rivals in the past recent years. Now, 4 days ahead of forming the government in the newly created state of Telangana, the Telangana Rashtra Samiti, or the TRS, has called for a bandh in Telangana today to protest the reported move of the centre to bring an ordinance on merging 136 villages in 7 mandals of Khammam with Andhra Pradesh. Now, TRS Supremo and Chief Minister Designate K. Chandrasekhar Rao appealed to all business establishments and all institutions to close down operations voluntarily to oppose the proposed merger of Khammam villages, which will be submerged in the Polavaram project. The TRS maintained that it had credible information about Tuesday's Union Cabinet meeting that took place in Delhi, which cleared the proposal to bring in the ordinance on the merger of 7 villages in successor state of Andhra Pradesh. However, Union Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad maintained that the cabinet had not discussed the ordinance. Now, K. Chandrasekhar Rao is demanding that not an inch of Telangana should go to Seemandhra, the residuary state of Andhra Pradesh. In fact, he was quoted as saying, "The centre's move is undemocratic and amounts to betrayal of Telangana." Furthermore, he added that the president should not accept the ordinance. Now, since the TRS has come to power on its own in Telangana, the bandh is likely to be a success. The TRS has won 63 assembly seats and 11 Lok Sabha seats in the recent assembly and Lok Sabha elections. Now, Telangana will formally come into existence on the 2nd of June as the 29th state of the country, following bifurcation of Andhra Pradesh. Now, earlier on Wednesday, the Polavaram irrigation project convener had said that the new Parliamentary Affairs Minister M. Venkaiah Naidu should use his good offices to bring an ordinance on the Polavaram project before the 2nd of June, as discussed in the last session of Parliament when the Andhra Pradesh Reorganisation Bill 2014 was passed. In fact, you can clearly see over there, none of the state buses are moving. In fact, most of them are parked now in depots. Now, considering the fact that the TRS will form the government over there, and it's their Chief Minister designate, K. Chandrasekhar Rao, who's calling this particular bandh, we're told that business establishments and institutions have voluntarily down their shutters. Well, India's supersonic medium-range surface-to-air Akash missiles on Wednesday successfully intercepted fast-moving targets in ripple mode in a test carried out from a defence base in Odisha. Now, defence sources said 3 Akash missiles were launched from the test range at Chandipur on tow body release from Lakshya pilot list target aircraft, moving at low altitude far boundary. Now, the missile successfully intercepted the fast-moving and maneuvering small targets within small interval of 5 seconds in ripple mode. While the DRDO provided all logistics supports, IAF or Indian Air Force teams operated the Akash missile systems, including targets. Now, Akash is a medium-range surface-to-air missile and it can reach targets 25 kilometers away. The 5.8-meter-long sleek missile has a launch weight of 720 kgs and can carry a warhead of 50 kgs. It is a mobile, multi-directional, multi-target point area defense system which can simultaneously engage several air targets in a fully autonomous mode of operation. In fact, as of now, 2 squadrons of Akash missile systems have already been inducted into the Indian Air Force. The system is in continuous production and induction. The Indian Air Force had placed an order for 8 squadrons of Akash missile system. Later, the Indian Army also placed an order for 2 regiments of Akash missile system. In fact, the total production orders placed by both the services is approximately 23,000 crore rupees.